Thank you for being at Edgefest.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's
for having
cool.
us.
Where were you most recently playing rock music?
We were in Little Rock, Arkansas last night, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we were on tour with Blink 182, so it's been an incredible ride so far.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a personal question?
Sure.
How many different types and sets of keyboards do you guys have?
Personal question.
And where do you keep them all?
we tour with one per person when we tour, when we're performing, but at home we have a fair amount just kind of dispersed evenly amongst us. Yeah, but I don't know how many exactly we
Any
have.
vintage?
Yeah, we've got a couple of vintage Roland Juno synths.
Like what era? What years? Of those?
Probably both from the 80s.
But what year is that Juno synth that we got given?
Probably both from the 80s. We have two of them.
Oh.
I don't know how we ended up with two.
But
we've got
the sounds. This is because I don't know how this works. But the sounds coming out of them are so unique that it's hard to recreate those sounds unless you have the real ones, right?
Not at all. No, technology has really
For real.
Technology
Okay.
has caught up, technology has caught up, and all those old synthesizers. Put it this way: there are some old video games that are smaller than one picture on your iPhone as far as the data that's contained in that high quality picture. So,
Yeah.
no, technology is at a great place, and computer music is the future.
It's pretty cool. We had Silver Sun Pickups here last year, and their keyboardist had a vintage case with beautiful. It was almost like made from leather-bound books and rich mahogany, but inside of it was a 2000 at the time 16 brand new keyboard. But from the outside, it looked old school and vintage. Very nice.
Cool.
I like vintage. But I'd like to ask you guys about that because a keyboard is like you make a lot of your music out of those things, and it's like. I don't know. Is it at this point, because you've been a band for a long time?
10 years? No?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
about
about
10 years.
right?
We started in 2006.
Yeah.
Are you still finding new ways to make different sounds out of those keyboards?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, to be honest, we rarely use actual synthesizers, standalone synthesizers. It's all in the box, so to speak. So it's all computer-based music making. Yeah, I mean that's the golden question, really. You know, like figuring out new sonic landscapes. I guess that's what every artist tries to do. Yeah, so to answer your question, yes, every week is like looking for a new
Kind
sound.
of interesting. I do want to thank you for making a song called Youngblood. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Thanks.
And I don't know how you feel about playing it, but I love that song.
Thank you.
And I find that that's a hell of an introduction to your band if nobody's ever seen you play live.
Thank you.
I love that song. I'm looking forward to your set. I've never seen you guys in concert. I'm wondering with the way you, anybody, well, not anybody, but you guys create music in a studio, but do you create it with the live performance in mind? Because sometimes, isn't it hard to recreate that in a live environment?
Yeah, it's becoming exponentially harder for many new acts that are really cutting their teeth or developing themselves, like I was saying before, in the box, so to speak. And I guess we're on the cusp of the generations that are, transferring over to being solely computer-based act. So we were lucky in that we were still performing a lot, even when we were a young band.
Sure.
And it's just a constant. I mean, it's been a constant learning curve. How to take what we've been putting together in the studio and do it live. And our entire second album in Rolling Waves was really like a venture into being an old-fashioned band, just performing. And all the songs, the way we produced them was in a way that no song. There was no song that where we weren't able to perform it just as a band. So we kind of set this limitation of, if we didn't have enough hands, then it wouldn't kind of make the record, which was a fun experience. I think it limited us in some ways. So now, after having done that, I think we feel like we can let go of those.
Yeah,
let go
but
of
that's a
those
real
boundaries.
cool way to enter the recording process too, though.
Yeah, I mean, cool, stressful.
yeah. But don't you feel like we're at our best when we're a little stressed and pushing the boundaries to uncharted territory?
It can go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it can go either way.
Like if I have a laundry list of stuff to do at the radio station and I've got one day to do it as opposed to a week, I think I'm on the gas. I think I'm better at it.
What's the saying? If you want something done, ask a busy person.
Ooh, I like that saying.
Yeah.
If we're talking about sayings, how's the life on the road with Blink 182? You guys, I mean, is there a lot of crossover with your fans versus Blink's?
I hope so.
Are you in the
I hope
infant
so.
stages of this tour?
Yeah, we've
Okay.
only
Yeah.
been out on the road for about 2 weeks. and
Okay.
Initially, I thought we were gonna get eaten alive by their fans because we were like a female-fronted pop synth band. So
And I love it.
and they're like
great.
pop punk roots.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but so far so good. All the social media comments have been wonderful, and looks like we've found some new fans actually being out on this tour. So it's been really good.
Who makes that call? Do you hear from the guys? And does Travis Barker text you and say, "Hey, you guys want to come out on the road," or is that more of a management thing at this point?
Beyond a certain point, it's usually a management thing. But we were very lucky in that Mark and Matt in particular were big supporters of our
Awesome.
band, and we did like a little underplay show in Los Angeles, and they came down and
That's cool.
hung out and had a few drinks with us. And
I really like that. I like hearing that as opposed to bands that never meet the people that are the other bands that they're on tour with. Like, it's like a little, group love, you know?
Yeah.
They've been awesome.
That's cool.
Mark's come in and shared a couple of his pre-show rituals where he showed us how he uses the neti pot to clear out all of his signs.
So he
Ooh.
came, he came and showed
That
us the
was
neti
awesome.
pot,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Cool, okay, do you want? We'll do it." So he comes in the next day with like 5 neti pot kits, and he's like, "Come on, guys, got these for you."
That's a gentleman right
So
there.
Yeah.
Well, I believe, it's cool that you're, here for Edgefest. It's also cool that you're supporting Blink, but you guys support yourselves, too. So thank you guys for being a band.
Thank you.
very much.
Yes.